We're in Batesville, Arkansas, and we're going to meet a 106-year-old Scottish Rite Mason. Welcome to the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry channel. I'm Maynard Edwards, 33rd degree. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and if you're a Mason or if you just want to say hi, give us a comment below. All of those things help us out and help us make more videos. We are about to meet Brother Lloyd Gathright. He's a fascinating guy. He was in the United States Army for over 20 years. He's lived all over the country, and he was a blacksmith. He's a master gardener. He ran a ranch for a short period of time. And, oh, did I mention he's 106 years old and still an active Scottish Rite Mason? Brother Lloyd became a Mason in 1955 in Long Branch, New Jersey, at Long Branch Lodge number 78. And that was while he was in the military. And then he went and served in the military, and then he became a Scottish Rite Mason in 1974 in Reno, Nevada. Shortly after that, he went to Oregon, where he joined Grants Pass Lodge, and he is still a life member there at Grants Pass Lodge, and also a life member in the Valley of Medford, Oregon. But once he retired out of the service and had to live in an assisted living facility, he is now back where he was born and raised, here in Batesville, Arkansas. So he's been all over the place, and his Masonic journey has been all over the place. If you're a Scottish Rite Mason, then you know Brother Bob Weatherford. He's the guy that sends you the birthday email on your birthday. And he was kind of going through the birthday files, looking at various things, and he realized that Brother Lloyd Gathright is the oldest living Scottish Rite Mason, 106 years old. And he called and said, hey, we've got to do something to honor this man. But the question is, how do you honor a guy whose Masonic journey has taken him all over the country? He belongs to lodges and valleys in Oregon, but he currently lives in Batesville, Arkansas. Well, the way to do that is you get a couple of people on an airplane and you rent some cars and you all go to Batesville, Arkansas. So the deputy of the Orient of Oregon, along with the SGIG in Arkansas, and also the Most Worshipful Grand Master of Masons in Arkansas, myself and Brother Bob and a whole bunch of other people, we went to Batesville to visit with Brother Lloyd. And here is what happened when we met one of the most fascinating Scottish Rite Masons you'll ever come across.
Brother Lloyd, you are the oldest Scottish Rite Mason in the United States. And we are so pleased to be here today. Our Grand Commander, Brother Jim Cole, and all the members of our Supreme Council, and on behalf of all Scottish Rite Masons in the country, we are pleased to present you with this certificate with the seal of the council documenting that you are the oldest Scottish Rite Mason. And my brother, we are here to thank you for your membership and your service in our fraternity, and to thank you for your wonderful service to our country. And so, my brother, it is a real pleasure to present you with this certificate, such long service to our fraternity. Thank you, Brother Lloyd.
Thank you.
All right, now I think we've got some additional presentations from Oregon and Arkansas.
But wait, there's more. You have a membership pin from the Supreme Council, and we have a certificate from Medford, from the Valley of Medford, signed. And this is to thank you for your loyalty and fraternity.
I love that chapter in Oregon.
You do? What?
I love that.
They love you too.
Yeah,
And
I miss it so much not being there.
well, you should stop by more often. Also, I'm representing in Oregon, the jurisdiction of Oregon, the Grand Lodge of Oregon, Most Worshipful Craig Sipp, who's the Grand Master, and he'd like to present you with a 68-year award.
60 years.
Beyond 60 years.
68. Yeah.
So I think we can all say you are not not ever a slacker.
I don't want it to run away with.
Also, we have a special a certificate from you signed by our Grand Master Craig Sipp and our Grand Secretary, Right Worshipful James Morgan, who is also a past Grand Master. The inscription is as follows. Brother Lloyd Gathright, the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon, has noted with gratification that you've been a member of a regular lodge of Masons for 68 years. It is our pleasure and privilege to bestow upon you a token of our fraternal love and appreciation. You were made an entered apprentice Mason on November 25th, 1955, passed to the degree of Fellowcraft on January 10th, 1956, and raised a Master Mason on March 17th, 1956. Your many years of service are a true testimony of your dedication to the fraternity, and you are truly valued for your contribution. Wishing you health and happiness in 2024. James Morgan and Craig Sipp.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Brother Lloyd, I'm Darrell Gifford, and I'm the Grand Master of Arkansas this year. I wanted to present you with a couple of things. I had assumed that you would be a coffee drinker.
I love coffee.
All right.
I got you a brand new mug that's got my name and my year on it. Brand new coffee
I
mug.
appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Well, I got some better things
That's
coming.
my size.
Yeah, there you go. You don't need them too heavy. I don't want a heavy coffee cup either. I got you a couple of ink pens for signing booze cards and letters of notoriety. My favorite two things that I wanted to present to you. This is my lapel pin for this year. I'm just going to put it right here on your suspenders.
That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, you're not part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The last thing that I have, and I don't expect you to go out and start poaching deer by any means or skinning them out, but I have a pocket knife with some engraving on it. The top blade has Most Worshipful Darrell W. Gifford, Grand Master of Masons in Arkansas, 2024. And of course, I'm sure you're very familiar with the phrase traveling man.
Oh, yes.
In search of more light. In the Grand Lodge years of 1838 to 2024, and I signed this before I brought this to you, but that's my pocket knife that I wanted to present to you and say what an incredible man you must be to be 106 years old.
It
And to be a
wasn't
Master
because
Mason.
of anything that I did except to try to take care of myself as best I could.
You've been a Master Mason 4 years longer than I've been alive. And I just wanted to say congratulations, and I just flat admire you.
There's his cap. Look at that. Now you're official.
Have a seat. John, have a seat.
There we go. Look at that.
Straighten him out there for a while.
Brother Lloyd. Any words of wisdom that you'd like to share with the Scottish Rite Masons out there?
Well, just try to be as good a man as you can and believe in what you do. I don't have too much that I could say, but I've tried to be a good man most of my life. And I wanted to be a Mason from the time I was a little boy, and all the people would come. And there was all kinds of buzzing going around in the barber shop is when they would raise somebody. And all that I took in when I was just a kid, you know. And I thought, well, I've just got to do that when I get of age. But war came along and got in the way of things. But after the war, I finally got in.
Brother Lloyd, the thing I'd like to take note of is folks like Brother Maynard's son, that's the youngest guy. They're learning how to treat us, my generation, by how our generation treats you, and you've taught us well. So we got that to look forward to. That's the biggest irony in a Mason's life.
Yeah, try to stay active as long as you can. I got to where it was scary to me to drive, so I got rid of the car. And
At 102.
it's kind of hard to get around, but still, I feel a lot safer not driving for myself and for anyone else that might get too close.
So were you in the Aleutian Islands?
I was in on the mainland. I was on the Kenai Peninsula.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew that ice field, that big ice field that was right up behind our camp. We were in tents for a year in that climate up there.
oh wow.
And we did a lot of stevedore, loading and unloading ships, shipping stuff out to the islands. But Seward was the last open port on the way. So they changed ships. They had to take lighter ships, go out through the islands. So we did the transfer, and I worked as stevedore, 4 on and 4 off, and you never got any rest. Did that for days and weeks and months.
Do you remember, did they have Masonic meetings or anything like that there?
Well, there was a Masonic lodge in Seward, Alaska. At one time, I got into the lodge, but they were active at the time. Mm-hmm. It was upstairs over a drugstore. I remember that on the main street in Seward. There was only about a 2-block off Main Street.
Wow. Thank you for your service.
Well, like I say, I just did what they asked me to do, and I got to be train guard. I rode the train from Seward to Fairbanks. Took 3 days to drive the train, but we had to stop at every trestle and inspect it to see if there was no demolition. And then there was a lot of wildlife in Alaska when I was there. Our train got attacked by a bull moose at one time. They pushed him back and got him on the track, and then they shot him, and they rolled him off in the gully.
Wow. Brave moose.
A bull moose.
It's great that I just get the chance to meet you. I mean, I'm just glad you're here with us.
Well, I hope to hang around a little bit longer. I'm not afraid to go, but I enjoy. What a wonderful feeling it was to have my brothers here to see me.
Well, you've definitely lived a life that you can hang that hat on right there.
So how special was it for you as the Grand Master to be able to meet such an extraordinary guy?
It's just incredible. I've never seen anyone like him. The man has literally been a Master Mason 4 years longer than I've even been alive. It's just incredible. The man has all of his faculties still as sharp as a tack. Every Grand Master has problems to come on you, or situations you have to deal with, and I've been dealing with a couple here lately. But this meeting, Brother Gathright today, it just wiped out those problems that you have as a Grand Master. You don't even think about them. He kind of reminds me a lot of my dad. He's older than my dad would have been. My dad was a Korean War veteran, but not near as long a service as what Brother Lloyd was. They have a complete different code of living than most Americans do today. The younger generations, they don't have the same feeling for the country and for their fellow man as what Brother Lloyd has. It meant the world to him to have these brethren come in today and spend a few minutes with him.
It was so clear that Freemasonry played such an incredible role in his life. I mean, he talked over and over about how much he loved the the lodge, how appreciative he was that a group of Masons, I mean, it's probably been a long time since he had been able to sit in a lodge, but to have a group of Masons together
We
with
had
him.
enough guys. We could have opened a lodge right then and there
Exactly,
for
we
him.
could have. That's right. We could have opened a lodge.
So just a living, breathing history in that man. And I asked the Grand Master, you know, what his takeaway was from Brother Lloyd. What piece of wisdom did you take away from that encounter?
I would say two things. One is just every day is a blessing. You know,
Amen.
for all of us, and I think he would say that as well. The other thing that impressed me so much of the chance to visit with him, and you see it in so many in the Greatest Generation. You talk to him about his military service, and particularly his service in World War II. And, you know, he's like, well, you know, I just left Batesville here. I went to Camp Robinson where I did my training, and then they shipped us off. And you know, then he talked about all this incredible stuff that he and his unit, he's like, we were just doing our duty. We were just doing what we were supposed to.
The humble nature of something like that.
Exactly. We do truly stand on the foundation of the works that he and others did of that in that time.
I was thinking we were going to have somebody who wasn't coherent at all, who was in bed. He remembered every date, the date he was raised, the date he was in the Army, you know, all his, he remembered his Blue Lodge down at Grants Pass number 84. He remembered the Medford Valley.
When Brother Bob calls and says, hey, we've got this guy, and he's from Oregon originally, but now he's in Arkansas. So you didn't hesitate. You were like,
No.
what time, what flight do you want me to get on?
I said-
and you were there. You know?
I said, wow, what a great thing to do. What an opportunity. How many times are you going to meet somebody over 100 years old? Especially that came from our valley, you know, our jurisdiction. And it was just amazing. And I'll tell you what, I am so remiss. I remember the conversation on the way here. We were counting when he became this guy's Rite Mason. I went, my goodness, this is his 50th year. He should have a 50-year cap. So that's coming soon.
Okay, so he'll
Yeah.
get his blue cap.
He will.
Well, and Dr. Graham talked about his cap. He wanted to be a part of it. He was not just sitting there as a spectator. He wanted to be part of the Brotherhood and had his niece go bring him his cap to put on.
Yeah, that was great. He was really charged up too. I thought that was so neat after all this time, and I imagine he doesn't get to see a lot of Masons visit, and he was into it right now.
You know, the first time we met him, he drove an RV pulling a trailer with a motorcycle on it. He didn't ever ride it, but he brought it just in case.
Just in case he had the urge.
Uh-huh.
We'll go for him. So you mentioned that Brother Lloyd's birthday, he's currently exactly 106. He's 106 now, right?
106 and a half.
106 and a half.
That.
Okay.
He's going to be 107 on September the 20th.
Okay.
And he would love to have birthday cards. That would just make his day.
Well, we can just send cards in general. We got all kinds of different reasons we can send him
Yeah.
cards. So we got Brother Lloyd's address is going to be here on the screen. And so my brothers, your Master Masons, your Scottish Rite Masons watching, it is your Masonic duty to reach out to this brother and let him know you're thinking about him. But I know he'd get a kick out of that.
This meant more to him than any other recognition that he's had.
Brother Lloyd, a Masonic treasure, a national treasure, even for a person who lived such an extraordinary life. Masonry was a huge part of it and absolutely shaped who he was throughout the course of his life. So how could somebody not want to be a part of that? Special thanks to the Most Worshipful Grand Master of Masons in Arkansas for allowing us to come and do this. Special thanks to the Most Worshipful Grand Master in Oregon for sending his regards and making sure to be included here, even though he couldn't be here. Thanks to the deputy in Oregon, Brother Rick, and of course, Dr. Graham, the SGIG here in the Orient of Arkansas. And thank you for watching, and especially thanks to Brother Lloyd for giving us so much time and his family for allowing this to happen. I'm Maynard Edwards. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.